Fitzpatrick.
Knocked down by Madden. The ball out towards Tony Shaw, but picked up by Roger Merritt. Gives it across to his rover Bahagia. Met pretty hard by Williams. Down to the half-forward line. Darren Williams is there. Can't get it, but cleverly knocks it on to Watson. Watson, a long 60-metre kick is tremendous play. Looked like it had gone through, but touched obviously right on the line.
It's more like the old Timmy Watson. Really broke out of the centre in a lovely long kick.
Andrews, who got a fingertip to that ball. Phillips is the target. Rains. Taylor, all met by Bahagia with tremendous courage and strength. He's one of the strong little men in the game. Rains, good smother by Watson. Miles back in defence in this quarter after starting an attack. Bradbury folds. Salmon and Andrews. Salmon. Three goals to Salmon so far. He's taken 3 marks.
A penalty against Ronnie Andrews, Tim.
Well, he's already given away 1 goal when he incurred the umpire's displeasure and the ball was transferred up ground. Salmon's fourth. How do you stop this young man? And the Bombers are getting away. They lead by 10 points.
Would appear then you could see Cloak heading down that way, but he was just too slow in getting down there, and Andrews really is struggling. 4 goals and we're only just at the start of the start of the second quarter, so Cale's got a lot to think about.
There's a change coming up now. McAllister going back to play on Salmon, and Ronnie Andrews being brought up the ground. And the Essendon supporters who cheered him for many a day here now giving him ironic cheers as he's banished to the forward line.
Well, McAllister's certainly made no secret of what he's doing down there. And I think he's been reported. I think he might just have one more chance. Have a look at that.
Well, things hotting up at Windy Hill. And now with a 10-point advantage to the Bombers, play gets underway again in the centre early in the second quarter. And Fellows knocking it down, but knocked forward by Danaher, down towards Baker, down towards Van der Haar, to Williams. Is good play across to Bradbury. Bradbury running into an open goal, and a classic piece of teamwork by the Bombers. The best passage of play in the match so far.
Excellent running by Bradbury off the half-back flank, followed that ball right from the back of the square. It was a really good piece of play and showed good balance and good judgment. He has a good bounce, knows he's got a bit of space and time, and uses the ball well.
Essendon really looking dangerous in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. Madden, but well sharked by Rains. Andrews, the new full forward. Strong stuff. Gets a free kick. Well, you could never doubt Big Ronnie's strength and determination. And he gets a 15-metre penalty. Yes.
a technical one. That was for Baker walking across in front of Andrews prior to him about to kick.
He's normally pretty reliable around goal when given a chance, and that was a badly needed one by the Magpies.
Well, certainly the move has paid off immediately. There's a long way to go, of course. Now we should see the clip here on the replay. Andrews goes to pick it up. Yes, I think he tried to tackle him. That's where the hit came.
Back at centre bounce. And the Bombers looking good at the moment. Big Madden getting up, but no one getting decisive hit out. Here's Timmy Watson hitting his straps now and breaking clear again, as he did earlier in the quarter. Down towards Salmon again, getting out in front of McAllister, the player who was moved on to him just a few moments ago. And the big fellow Salmon, who's kicked 4 goals in the match so far, has an opportunity from 45 metres out near the boundary line to score again. The Bombers have a lead of 10 points at the moment. 6.5 minutes into quarter number 2. And young Salmon, who's fast becoming a sensation at Windy Hill, an opportunity to kick goal number 5. Cross goal. And out of bounds.
Fellows in trouble. He's come down awkwardly. Scoring chance for the Dons. Merritt. Bahaja. And a ball up. Taylor appealing desperately for the free kick. Checking work then by the Collingwood defence, which is under a lot of pressure. Elshaw, a flyer, was offline. And a behind.
Fellows looks to be in quite a deal of difficulty. He did come down very heavily, and I think he might be coming off. It'd be a big blow to them because he was really their last man standing if Salmon continues to give them a lot of trouble.
This is Graham Allen kicking off for Collingwood. Nice kick out to the far half-back flank. The target there was Cloak. Collingwood seemingly a little lethargic at the moment as Williams of Essendon gets possession and can't break clear on that half-back line. And it'll be another bounce. Cloak against Merritt. Merritt getting up high, but in doing so gets across the shoulder of David Cloak. And the big fellow gets the free kick on the half-back line and out to the centre wing. And Miles has it now, and Madden tries to tackle him. It's down to the Collingwood half-forward line, and the mark taken here by Morwood.
First touch, I think, for Shane Morwood. He did it well then. Nice even kick to half-forward. Shaw up in front. Tony. Folds. Danaher. The hand pass just made him prop a little. Toomey in the way. Quickly off to Neville Shaw. Call in short, but he goes long. Nothing there. Tony Shaw with 3 big men to beat. Morwood. Support from Tony Shaw. Duckworth. Bursting clear. Not much to look for out on that wing. Throw in.
And Tony Russell about to come on the ground to replace Fellows. It doesn't look too good at all. Merritt knocking the ball down. Neville Shaw for Collingwood, dispossessed. Ball again taken by Glenn Hawker. Gets yet another possession across towards Bahaja. The fumbles at the crucial moment. Collingwood smothering the ball. And it's holding the man, and the free kick going to Collingwood on the half-back line as Fellows comes off the ground. And that's McLean kicking it down to the Collingwood half-forward line, but Essendon well in command at the moment as Carey kicks it back into the centre. Cloak not able to hold an easy mark, taken here by Bahaja. Bahaja down towards Salmon. He'll mark it easily. Well, McAllister making a valiant attempt to spoil, but he came in far too late. The ball delivered beautifully to Salmon. And he got that yard or 2 break on McAllister, and from that point on, the backmen had no chance at all.
McAllister a bit unlucky there. Collingwood appeared to have possession when Cloak dropped a mark, and of course that left him out of position and he was unable to get back to Salmon.
10 minutes gone in the second quarter. Salmon has already kicked 4. He's about 25 to 30 metres out. He swings it in. Only 1 point.
Phillips finds Taylor. Kicks long and almost reaches the centre line, but Essendon with the big man strength. Bradbury, Baker, spearing past to Merritt. Nice delivery. Salmon dropping back into the square. Here's danger again for Collingwood. Great effort, good spoil.
Was good spoil by Timmy. That's the sort of thing they really need, but they've really been able to achieve it.
Who's already kicked 4, putting the ball back into play from the full-back line. Watson getting the front position. Mark Williams, the Collingwood captain, spearing the pass out towards the centre wing of McLean. McLean held when not in possession. Should have got the free kick. The ball back towards Ricky Barham. Opportunity here for Foles. Foles getting it across to Elshaw. Poor kick by Elshaw. Collingwood coming back through Allen. Allen into the centre, taken by Abernathy. Abernathy's kick into the half-forward line and Tony Shaw. Collingwood putting everything in it in an effort to get that ball forward. Ricky Barham's got it again. Out to McLean. Essendon irrepressible as the ball is over the line again.
"12 minutes down, second quarter. Donnell has just come on to replace Elshaw. Folds, good player for the Dons. Russell, Baker rather, but taken away by Neville Shaw. Toomey, Barham. Russell comes from behind for Collingwood, but didn't look like it as Danaher stood his ground well and quickly goes on. Neagle, as the Dons transfer play beautifully to the other side. Watson, and here's the value of it. Hawker could have a go at them, and he puts it through.
Excellent play, very well set up by Danaher down in the back half. You could be forgiven for thinking you were watching Geelong with that one. It went straight across. They've now brought on Clark to replace Baker, I think it is.
Yep. (48 to 29). 13 minutes gone, second quarter. And the Bombers at home at Windy Hill doing it so well at the moment. Goes Madden. Essendon trying to storm the ball forward, and it'll be bounced again after the scramble developed in the centre with Abernathy trying to get it. There's big David Cloak coming in, but Madden beats him hands down, and the ball transferred to Foles into Salmon again. Salmon over the top, knocks it forward. Williams trying to take advantage of the knock running through, but they're not able to pick it up, and Collingwood defending grimly on the last line of defence.
Taylor's free. Beers up for Collingwood, almost grabbed it. Barham now on the other side of the ground. Cloak. Beers again. But under pressure and couldn't kick with purpose. Throw in. Collingwood's half-forward flank. Just to the left of the little scoreboard, which shows a 19-point lead to Essendon. As Morwood gets it down, Beers gets the kick forward. Andrews late on the scene from behind Danaher. Essendon free kick. Clark just on the ground, coming back after injury in the finals last year. If it doesn't kick, gives it to Neagle.
Neagle's kick now, putting play for the Bombers out to the centre wing. Up over the top, the ball knocked down to Waynes by David Toomey, and Waynes kicking it into the full forward zone, but the ball is coming back over the line. And a throw in on Collingwood's half-forward flank. With the Bombers in command, leading 48 to 29 at the moment. Taken here by Mark Williams. Williams gets the ball moving quickly in towards Barham. And a good easy mark taken by Weston, who kicks it back for the Bombers along that defensive boundary line, and a good mark to Madden. And the Bombers playing with a lot of confidence at the moment and a lot of assuredness as the ball comes in towards the centre. Up as Merritt. The ball taken away by Allen. Allen has to get rid of it quickly, and then Folds comes in. But in the meantime, an infringement. And the free kick will go to Phillips right in the centre, a little down from centre towards the Collingwood half-forward line. This is his first kick coming up for the match. Long torpedo punt, good kick, right into the full forward zone. Up high was Morwood. Had he been able to pull that one in, it maybe have been the mark of the decade.
Would have been handy if he'd missed it altogether. I think it might have gone right through the centre.
Short one from Duckworth, finds Weston rather. Call up on the wing from Donnell, who's got Toomey bearing down, but stood his ground nicely. Call inside from Hawker, goes towards him, but that hurt Abernethy. Thought it might have been worse than it was. He looks to be okay, gives the head a shake. Madden up. Bradbury down. And the Bombers out of trouble again. Watson, couple inside, Van der Haar and Williams. They're quickly covered. Merritt up at half forward. Salmon comes from behind. Neagle, well tackled. Penalised. Free kick to Phillips.
The second possession to Phillips. Collingwood now getting it out to Ricky Barham, and Barham across to Graham Allen, and Collingwood running well at the moment. Allen's a quick player. He's right down on the half-forward line, and a high kick by him puts it in towards the full forward zone. Morwood it was who had to adopt the role of defender then when he was left behind and tried to knock it down. And now it's over the line, only 20 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
They're really lacking a focal point, Collingwood, aren't they? They're not getting any drive off centre half forward and tending to break down across the half forward flank.
A 3-goal advantage to the Bombers. Williams tries to take it out of the air. Andrews is in there, but the Essendon defence handballing. And Rains tackling hard on Danaher. And the decision is going to Terry Danaher,
who's getting better against, as Mike said, a fairly ineffective looking Collingwood attack. 3 against 1 in Essendon's favour. It was easy for Simon Madden. Hawker well shepherded by Madden. Towards Merritt. Phillips pushed him in the back. Merritt's been a good player. Clark beautifully to Watson. Goes for the sticks. Salmon's there. Not quite. One behind.
A 19-point advantage to the Bombers. McAllister kicking the ball back towards centre wing. Phillips taken here by Foles. Good play by Foles into Salmon. The Salmon trying to get into the front position. What a mark! Tremendous mark for Salmon.
Well, it was certainly a difficult mark. He appeared to have one hand held by a defender, and I guess he's such a big man, he probably has big hands. It might be 2 hands for anybody else, but
that's his
balanced it beautifully.
6th mark for the match. He's kicked 4 goals.
What are they going to do about him? That's the question.
Must be a nightmare to McAllister every time the ball comes down. Salmon right over the top of the ball. A picture of concentration. He's right in front of goal, and there's the kick. And another goal. 5 goals to Salmon.
The loss of Fellows has been fairly key. It's left them with not many more options to put onto Salmon. Also, Simon Madden starting to come into the game. Here's that mark. Fantastic. One hand really well held by McAllister, but still able to get the other hand up and kept his eye on the ball, which was the thing that made the difference.
And I suppose most people who stand 6'9" have got fairly large hands.
That's my theory. I do think, though, with the loss of Fellows, it's meant not only have they been robbed in the ruck, where they did have Madden under control, but it's also meant they've been robbed at centre half forward.
So the Bombers 25 points in front, spearheaded by Salmon, who's giving the Windy Hill fans excitement resembling that of the John Coleman days. Oh, great effort by Neagle. Merritt overran it. Phillips pressured by Van der Haar and made the error. Out on the full. Bradbury, who's been running up the ground consistently from half-back. Salmon will be beset. Bahaja. Beautifully done. Van der Haar. Watson's there. Almost. Donnell. Taylor. Barham. Nothing to kick to. Carey first there. Tony Shaw in pursuit. Salmon. Couldn't get it to Neagle. Williams off the ground. But now Neagle's got it. And here go the Bombers again.
Mervyn Neagle has plenty of time to steady and decides to play it down to the half-forward line to the running Glenn Hawker, who's created havoc on the Collingwood defence today. Beautiful hand pass to Bradbury, running down again from the half-back line. Spears the ball in, trying to get it to Madden. Bradbury getting a bit of a knock as he got rid of the ball. And downfield it's Merritt who'll get the penalty kick because of that infringement on Bradbury. So Big Roger right on the boundary line. And even bigger Paul Salmon lurking in the goal square. Essendon leading by 25 points. 22 minutes gone, second quarter, short pass to a lead. Beautiful pass, but Bahaja drops it. And a bit of a respite there for Collingwood as they force the ball away back towards McLean on the half-back line. Essendon, though, irrepressible, a high tackle on Timmy Watson. And Watson, who has come right into the game in this quarter, gets the hand pass going to Clark, just on the ground. Clark in towards Salmon again, the back position this time. And over the line it goes.
We're seeing elements of panic in the Collingwood back line. A couple of loose handballs, the head-high tackle on Watson, and the kick out of bounds in the full by Phillips. 23 minutes gone. Merritt beautifully to Hawker, who was well tackled and penalised for holding the ball. And Phillips did it well then. He's a big, strong man. Good tackler. But he's had his problems today in the person of Roger Merritt. He's done well at centre half forward. Good spoil by Van der Haar. Essendon relentless at the moment. Williams turned out of one tackle but straight into another. And the free kick goes to Shane Morwood. Oh, he was off for sure, and the umpire ruled it so. Allen to half forward for the Magpies.
Allen's kick now, putting it into the attacking zone for the Magpies, but as Mike indicated earlier, there's no purpose in their attack, no focal point. Watson getting it out to Neagle. He's been a star for the Bombers, and there he goes on the centre wing again. Neagle having his 11th kick for the match, down to the full forward zone, taken here by Merritt. Merritt giving it back again to Neagle, in towards Salmon. Salmon has Collingwood players all around him, and Donnell puts it through.
And as often happens when you've got a key focal point like Salmon, some of the other players are feeding off him. All the attention on Salmon, and Donnell was able to sneak in for what was a quick but a relatively easy goal. It comes off the back of the pack, and Donnell, as long as he kept control of it, it was always going to be a goal.
Centre square infringement goes Essendon's way. Perhaps more panic from the Magpies. Bahaja. Smallest man on the ground. Donnell unopposed, unmanned.
It was very loose play in the back row. I think we're seeing a lot of value also from the Essendon forwards to a man are trying to chase the Collingwood backs out. This has meant the ball's coming up very slowly, and it's very hard for forwards to make position when the ball's coming up as slowly as it is.
Bad miss. But the Bombers doing it almost at will at the moment. 62 plays 30. It's a big lead.
Now Taylor takes the ball from the kick-off by McAllister, gets it up to Phillips, who's coming into the game a little more this quarter. And down to Abernathy, who plays it onto the Collingwood half-forward line, but who was there to get it? Bradbury not able to take it. Eventually across to Abernathy from Tony Russell. In towards Ronnie Andrews, up too soon. Essendon defenders everywhere. And the ball is taken by Duckworth. And Duckworth coolly across to Danaher. And Essendon looking so good at the moment. And Collingwood in disarray as the ball comes down towards Janelle. Up between two Collingwood players. Phillips. Good handball by the Magpies. And eventually back to Abernathy. There's a chance. Knocked away by Big Madden.
In replay. Hawker receiving the handball from Watson. Shooting long and low and direct. Back to the middle once again. Madden and Cloak. Won by Madden. Bahagia in trouble. Beset upon. And the umpire, no option but to come in for a bounce.
And the bounce only 5 metres away from the centre circle. 10-8, 68, 5-7, 37. Madden once again gets the tap. He's dominated the ruck work. Nagel playing the ball in front of him, under a lot of pressure, loses possession. B has tried to kick the ball off the ground. Alshaw comes in, has the ball taken away from him by Williams. But a free kick has been found. And once again it goes the way of Essendon. And it comes back. It'll be taken by Alshaw. Nice kick from Alshaw, but a 15-metre penalty when it's brought back. Probably penalise Essendon in some respects. Once again, it'll be Tony Alshaw. Alshaw's kick. Long. Madden has the ball punched away. Timmy Watson swoops up on the ball. A good piece of shepherding. Watson swinging back. Salmon's marked that it would have been a goal, I feel. A great piece of play by Timmy Watson.
Well, it'll give you an idea of how high Salmon is, because Timmy Watson had raised his arms in the air, giving the victory salute for a goal, and didn't realise. But there is the blood-spattered Watson, unconcerned at the moment, as Salmon is about to pop through his 6th for this first half of football. He won't miss. He doesn't. And Essendon move to 11-8, leading Collingwood 5-7 on Seven's big lead.
Well, I was already marking down my goal of the day, Sandy.
Well, let's have a look at it again in replay now. Watson uses pace and he scoots away, and some good shepherding allows him to get away from Abernethy, and it looks home for a goal there, doesn't it? But the great arms of Paul Salmon stretch back and take it.
Yes, Salmon not knowing if anybody was in the square. And it's all well and good to say, well, he could have easily let the ball go through. If he had let the ball go through and a Collingwood player had marked it, well, how would he have felt? 74-37. Exactly double the score. As Madden again gets the tap down. Hawker takes it. It's dispossessed, but Bahagia comes out with it. McLean's kick over the shoulder, down towards the half-forward line. 3 Essendon players against Neville Shaw. It's Carey who gets the hand pass into Bradbury. An awkward bounce for Bradbury, though. Mears comes through, runs straight into Bradbury. It goes over the boundary line, and a throw-in to take place on centre wing. From the throw-in, Madden and Andrews. Madden got the backhander in. Folds comes out with the ball. Close to the boundary line, gets a short kick in. Good play by Folds, well trapped by Van der Haar. Hawker slipped at the vital moment. Hawker comes back after it again. Abernathy's there, gets a hand pass in, kicked off the ground by Andrews. Neville Shaw comes through. Nagel came through as well. Then I hope that I think Mark Williams might have been a little lucky there, Sandy.
I think a couple of players were lucky. I think Ronnie was lucky, and I think Mervyn Neagle was also a little lucky.
I mean, I didn't mean lucky in that manner. I thought that he could have got one. This time will be a free kick to Clark of Essendon. Clark, the hand pass out wide. And Carey now. Wobbles a kick in towards the centre. Umpire Nash gets out of the way, but Bahagia misses it. It doesn't matter because he still has plenty of time to steady. Gives it across to Madden. Forehand pass, but it bounces towards Clark. Clark up towards Salmon. Collingwood players have come from everywhere, but then that means that there's Essendon players on the ground. As Danell puts his second goal through.
At Windy Hill, we're playing time on in the third quarter. Essendon leading by a mammoth 58 points.
Barham waits behind. Nagel is there, so too Van der Haar. Leg. gets his handball away towards Baker, but it was a bad bounce for the import. Allen gets a hurried kick, goes nowhere. Baker is still in there, trying to push the ball forward. Donnell now, shoveling it towards Van der Haar. Baker to half forward, and Madden takes the mark. Hasn't goaled, strangely enough. Been supreme in ruck work. And he posts his first. And the Bombers 19-12 to 9-8, so they're maintaining that 10-goal break over Collingwood on 7's big lead.
On replay, we see Donnell get the ball forward, then force it out to Baker. Baker's kick goes forward, and a nice mark taken by Simon Madden. Centre bounce again. Paul Salmon of Essendon, David Cloak of Collingwood. Salmon gets the tap. Neville Shaw was there, so too Darren Williams. The loose ball comes towards Cloak. Swings it over the shoulder, down to the forward area, but it's all Essendon and Terry Danaher. Great captain. Gets the hand pass out to Clark. Clark to next play. Salmon. Let's forgive him for one miss, eh, Sandy? Little Shaw competed against him, and Shaw wins out with a free kick.
Bobby, while they're sorting themselves out, is the Essendon defence that good or the Collingwood attack non-existent?
Non-existent, Sandy. Weston gets a short kick forward. Taylor comes out. This is the mark. Williams gets a hand pass over the top to Watson. Watson streaming down the ground. After the bounce, puts it wide. McCormack intercepts. Van der Haar does likewise. Van der Haar straightens out with the left foot. And that's what the Essendon fans like to see. Paul Van der Haar with a left foot goal.
It's a great running goal by Van der. He could have handballed, but gee, that'll do his confidence the world of good. He's been down, but he's certainly not out, as McCormack did brilliantly to chance his arm initially, but there was great interception. Van der Haar on the end of it. And the Flying Dutchman goals. His first. And this is starting to work on a percentage basis now.
Another 8-goal quarter, Sandy.
Yes. 20-12 to 9-8. Here's the centre bounce. Not too far away from siren time, but it's been raining goals, particularly at one end. Salmon wins it. Straight to Donnell. Here they go again. Down towards the forward line. Out comes Madden. Couldn't grab it. Taylor waits at the back for Collingwood. He's caught. Gives the handball away to McCormack, who threw it away, literally, towards the boundary line, and in fact over for a throw-in. The pressure then put on by Paul Van der Haar. Madden contesting with Cloak. Came out the back door. Phillips, who normally likes to handball, does get a kick away. McAllister beaten for height. Williams waits down, gives it across to Folds, who goes down towards the forward line. Taylor in trouble, ridden into the ground by Bahagia. McCormack goes in to lend assistance, and the umpire decides upon a bounce. So in the danger zone again as far as Collingwood's concerned. It's been in this half of the ground for most of the quarter. Beautiful tap, snap in towards goal, and the mark taken on the last line of defence. And it'll see Collingwood come away as Michael Taylor receives the handball from Morwood, then goes in towards the centre with a proppy looking kick. They'll get out of trouble as McLean to half forward. Beers is there, can't complete the mark. In opposition, Bradbury. Two youngsters. Beers puts his body between Bradbury and the ball, and the umpire decides upon a bounce.
Beers saying, what do I have to do to get the free kick? From the bounce. McAllister, beaten for it by Salmon. Folds, long kick towards half forward. Van der Haar in the middle of the pack, but Phillips punches the ball away. Neville Shaw overruns it, picked up there by Toomey, across to Allen. Allen puts it wide. Barham in position to take the mark, and an easy one it is. Ricky Barham keeps the ball wide with a lead from Tony Shaw. And Shaw takes the mark. Tony Shaw in the forward pocket, just inside the boundary line. Nice looking kick from Tony Shaw, right up to the goal square. McAllister came over the top. The snap by Russell. It's a goal.
Of goals, 8 today, and for Collingwood, their main goal kicker was likewise the marks. The frees just about even. The handballs 105 to 85 in favour of the Bombers, and the hit-outs, Essendon's Tall Timber serving the well again, 53 to...
And the Dons went on with the job after half-time. They kicked 8 goals to 5 in the third quarter and eventually won the match by 63 points. Salmon kicked another 8 goals